Good morning and welcome in to the Mystic Lotus Awesome Love, Health and Happiness Telesummit 2019. This is Season 3 and I'm your host, Neelu. On behalf of Team Mystic Lotus, wishing one and all a very happy Ashtami moving into Navami. And on this amazing day, we're super delighted to have with us someone who needs absolutely no introduction. A multi-award winner, a superstar actor, rockstar diva, boss lady, with a smile that lights up her face, the room, and the world. She definitely dances to her own music, and therefore, just as easily gets to tell us, #Dhun Badalti To Dekho. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the one, the only, Vidya Balan.
Wow.
Welcome in.
Thank you, and thank you for that lovely introduction. I love the way you wove in Dhun Badalti To Dekho. Thank you, Neelu. Thank you. It's lovely to be back.
Yes, always so delighted to have you with us. And Vidya, you had such a hugely hectic schedule. You've flown in late at night. You have to travel again. Thank you so much for taking this time out to be with us.
Thank you for having me on yet again, which means I at least made a little sense the last time. Thankfully, the day you stop calling me, I'll know something else.
You're going to be, I think we're just going to end up making you the mascot of the Telesummit. I don't think we can do this without you coming on at least.
Yes to that.
So, Vidya, you're a Padmashri awardee, you're a National Film Award winner, 7 Filmfare Awards, 6 Screen Awards, numerous honorary awards, including a doctorate. You're an actor par excellence. You're an amazing human being. And now you're also donning the role of a radio jockey. So, #Dhun Badalti Dekho. How did that happen? Tell us more. We're dying.
Neelu, I've done 2 films where I've played radio jockey. And I've been told by innumerable people that I should do something on radio, but nothing interesting showed up until Big FM came to me with Dhun Badalti To Dekho, and I loved the idea. It's not just a chat show, fun gossipy chat show. It's not a very serious show about issues, but it is a show where we're just looking at an issue from various perspectives and seeing if we need to tweak the way we look at, a situation or an issue. So it's about Dhun Badalti To Dekho. Just sing a different tune and see how you feel about it. So it's not about trying to change the world. It's about saying, just see, maybe there's something you can consider, just a different perspective or point of view. That's what I like, because I don't like preachy stuff. And for me also, I'm not really knowledgeable about a whole lot of issues, but here, while we're throwing light on a whole lot of issues, speaking to the relevant people related to the issues, there's also a lot more fun, So I thought it was the right mix of substance and fun, and I've been enjoying it. Because, actually, I have begun to look at various issues differently now. And I think that is the point of the show. So we're dealing with things like, even the relationship between a mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. Why does it always go so south? Or of course, the more serious issues like child sexual abuse and domestic violence and all of that. But also why it's important for women to be financially independent. What is it that women really want from their men? So, all these gamut of issues. So it's fun.
Absolutely. And it sounds amazing. And in fact, Vidya, you've been known to say that women are blessed with an energy, a very unique power.
Right.
And it is so fantastic to see you using that energy, utilizing that unique power even in the previous Telesummit, you've spoken about various things. You brought up weight and relationships and the audience, and right now what you said, it seems like such a fantastic culmination of that, everything that's happened, and now you're in this fantastic position, this unique perspective that you also have, that you get to share and get people to open up about.
Yeah. I do feel very blessed, for the opportunities coming my way. Because I just think they're all, it's not just about what you put out in the world, it's how every step is actually helping me learn and grow, a little at a time. So I'm very excited.
Yes, in fact, one of the main questions I actually wanted to ask, definitely related to this, but before that, is this show still going on, Vidya?
Yeah, very much. It's live every day from 7 to 9 p.m. on Big FM, 92.7 Big FM. And, there are replays also. And
okay.
Yeah, there are replays.
And I'm assuming this is countrywide?
Yeah, this is countrywide, so across 59 stations. 59 Big FM stations. Yeah. And by the way, I have to tell you that I did a rap for the first time in my life.
I was just going to bring that up. I caught your making video and the final video. Hello, tongue slip. How amazing! I love it. How did you do that video? I had no idea that you sang also.
No, I don't sing at all.
But even the rap,
thank God I don't. But I had someone sit with me on a couple of occasions and explain to me how rap happens, because we all sing along some of the rap songs we've heard over time, but to do it actually is a different ball game altogether. But I enjoyed it. I just didn't think I had the swagger before for rap. I'm not completely convinced I still do, but I think the idea of the show is dhun badal ke to dekho, right? So you have to keep trying new ideas, perspectives, and that's what I've done with the rap. I think I enjoyed it by the end of it. I was petrified initially.
Well, it definitely doesn't show. I saw the video. You look amazing.
Thank you.
There's a reason I definitely added on rockstar, diva, because A, you are, and B, you're just proving it every day, especially with that video. And even the lyrics of the rap are, if you could share a few, because it's very connected to things that we also want to talk about.
Yeah, I think the lyrics are really powerful, which is the other reason I agreed to rap, even though I didn't think I could, because we're trying to encapsulate in the rap all the issues that we're dealing with on the show. So it says mental illness pe parda kyun latka. So, because no one wants to talk about mental illness, mental health. Behem ka kaata bheje mein kyun atka, which is about superstition, all kinds of superstitions that hold us down, hold us back. Okay, now I've forgotten.
In fact,
then about love being love, Dunya ke chashme se kyun pyar dikhe ganda. So meaning that whatever, it doesn't, your orientation, sexual orientation really doesn't matter. Love is love. And then financial independent aurat mard kyun sharminda, which is basically that, why does a financially independent woman threaten men? And then there's something on body shaming, and so it's a very interesting. It's very interestingly written.
And in fact, I love the poster actually also, which says "Mummy Papa Ka Romance."
Yeah.
One is full where it's cracked out with shameful.
Yeah.
It's a fact, isn't it? Parents are afraid to show their own affection for each other in front of children. Ki bacche kya sochenge?
Yeah, because sex and romance is considered the prerogative of the youth. So it's almost like once couples at a certain age or have children or whatever, that goes out of the window, and it does not have to be like that.
Right.
So,
absolutely.
Yeah, and that's one of my favoriteest topics, because I know sometimes I tease my sister, and she says, "Oh God, I don't want to hear about it." But that's the reaction I get from most people when you mention, your parents going on a date or celebrating Valentine's Day or then getting more intimate or whatever. And they're just like, they just don't want to hear. I've got strange, strong reactions from all sorts of people saying, "Oh, no way. अरे भाई अगर no way होता तो आप होते ही नहीं."
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how would you, we are on the Love, Health and Happiness Telesummit, and it's coincidental really that I happen to bring up the poster, and you said it's your favorite as well.
Yeah.
Vidya, we've also been mentioning that you're self-taught, you've been using Switchwords.
Yeah.
So have you been using these for this show also, where you're putting in these perspectives, and if you are, what are these?
No, generally at the start of a day, I've begun to use Switchwords. I'm actually having fun with them, and Divine Magic Begin Now is my all-time favorite. So, I just feel that when you're starting anything, so it can be, I do it at the start of every day. I do it before I start work. I do it before I start my workout or my yoga class. I just do it randomly. I do it whenever I remember, because I feel so positive when I say Divine Magic Begin Now. And I feel things then go off quite smoothly and seamlessly. So I see the energy, I'm putting into that, or the energy that Switchword is infusing into what I'm doing. So I learned this one from Nidhu, and then on Instagram I explored Switchwords, and then I've begun to just randomly do other stuff also. Once in a while I cross-check them with her, and because I make up my own meanings, there's
lovely.
Yeah, because there's Golden Sunrise Count, and I didn't know what it stood for, but I love sunrise.
Right.
I love the sunrise. So, I would just say Golden Sunrise Count all the time. And I think it's also beyond a point. It's what you ascribe to it, what you want to do in your life. Yeah, so I have used it even on the show, on the radio show, as in before I start recording and stuff.
Oh, okay, so you said it before. I thought maybe you said it on the show as well.
No, not on the show. But I say it, I've even taught my 7.5-year-old niece and nephew. We play with these words,
Right.
Like Divine Magic Begin Now and Golden Sunrise Count, and so they just think it's funny that I'm saying these things, and and they repeat after me, and it's great fun, yeah.
And I gotta say this, with the Divine Magic Begin Now, I think somewhere, whenever Nidhu introduced you to it, for whatever reason, it definitely does that to hear, because, Divine happens to be a huge rapper. It definitely came from that.
True, that synchronicity.
And you know what? Maybe all that happened with him happened because you started saying this a long time back.
My God. Thank you. I like, if we are actors, we take credit for everything that happens anyway. So that's welcome. But I know that some people say Wolf's Magic Begin Now.
Right.
But I connect with Divine Magic Begin Now. I don't know why, but I just feel Wolf is a little maybe I'm not. I'm not an extremely animal-friendly person, so maybe that's why. Divine gives me a sense that there is a certain energy around me, in me. So which is just like going into motion, and making things happen.
Yeah, I do relate to what you just said, and I understand completely, because I'm a very animal person. Right. Dogs have originated from wolves.
Yes.
So I actually, I'm more attracted to wolf magic begin now.
Right.
Yeah. So I understand completely. Sometimes you don't know, and seriously, you don't even need to overthink it. What feels good, just go ahead with it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Which is what I was saying, you ascribe your own meanings to it also beyond a point, and it does not have to be, like I made this one up, and I have to tell you, which is shine, glow, bask in your own light.
Shine, glow, bask in your own light.
Yeah.
Okay. That is lovely.
Thank you.
You need to patent it because I can just, I'm sorry, you need to patent because I can just see someone taking this up for a cosmetic ad.
I hadn't ever thought about that. But, I just feel that we're constantly comparing ourselves to others. There's pressure to compete. We're constantly feeling lesser than other people. And I think it's important to just shine, glow, bask in your own light, to recognize that light and enjoy it, and then spread it. So that's where it came from. So as you can see, I quite love Switchwords.
Yes. And how many have you made any more?
No, this is the only one I've made.
So one is shine, glow, bask in your own light.
Yeah.
This you've made in your own. Divine Magic Begin Now is your all-time favorite.
Yeah.
And you're also using Golden Sunrise Count. These are your go-to right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And how has it changed for you? Things around you.
There's another one which is Zeal On.
Zeal On.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'll tell you how that has changed things for me. Because, with the others, I can't really quantify what's changed. I just feel when I use Divine Magic Begin Now, I feel a certain sense of, it's like doing a prayer. It's like saying, for me, because I've been brought up the Hindu way. So I feel that, you always say a Ganpati Sutra or something before you start something. It's like that for me. It's just quicker and, I say Divine Magic Begin Now all the time. I feel it literally obliterates any obstacles in the way. Obstacles vanish. Things happen smoothly and seamlessly and effortlessly. Similarly, Golden Sunrise Count, when I need that special, that magic, for example, when I'm starting my radio show and there are times when I'm tired, but I need that burst of energy. I think Golden Sunrise Count, again, feels like it infuses that extra dose of gold dust, shimmering gold dust on me. And Zeal On, I learned Zeal On a little while ago on Instagram actually, and I think it's amazing because there was this day when I was back, I'd been working back to back, and I came back home, my wardrobe was in a mess, and I was lying down, I was unable to sleep, and I began to chant Zeal On. The next thing you knew, I was already tidying up my wardrobe. So it kills procrastination like nothing else does.
Oh, that is amazing. I did not know that. I mean, I didn't know it would respond so quickly. Because Zeal On, enthusiasm on, but hello.
Yeah, even I thought it would take time.
Right.
So I thought, by the time I sleep and wake up, I'll be ready to
take on the day.
I'm a stickler for cleanliness. So any day I was finding it difficult to lie in bed because I was unhappy with the way my wardrobe was, and then I must have repeated it twice. Within 5 minutes, I was up and about, and I was cleaning my wardrobe already.
You're kidding me?
Yeah,
twice.
It is twice.
Wow. Because I was going to ask, so what is it, 21 times? How many times did you do it?
I'm saying, I keep repeating these things like randomly, but I'm saying I saw it happen in 2 repetitions. But also sometimes you don't feel like, doing, my yoga classes at 7 in the morning, and sometimes I feel like, oh no, I want to sleep in a little more. And I do a little Zeal On. And previously I would think that, am I manipulating myself? But I don't think so. Because you still have, there's that part of you that has free will that will not get up if you need the rest or if that's what you really require. But I think sometimes you just get over that inertia by using Zelon.
It's so interesting that you put it that way. Exactly that. Two things that you just mentioned, Vidya, which is so important for everyone, really. Whether they're in a process for themselves or any kind of healing journey, rituals are great. But you know what? It doesn't always have to be timelined and everything. Like you said, I just said it twice and it worked.
Yeah.
So it's not like a 20-point chance or a 45 or this. That I think is done for you when you're starting out, for you to get into a certain space with it.
Right.
So you're obviously way ahead. And the second thing you just said, that it will work only on free will.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can't blame anything else. It's all on you, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and these things, honestly, I have to give complete credit to Nidhu for, because I keep harrowing her with questions and she patiently answers everything I have to ask. So thank you, Nidhu. So, because I'm also amazed that sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So, I'm wondering why it works sometimes and why it doesn't, and this is what she explained to me, and it made absolute sense.
Correct.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And I think to realize that, we all have an inner instinct that will finally guide us to do the right thing.
I agree.
If you're, completely, like, there's lack of energy and you need 2 hours of sleep, even if you do, not 2 hours, 12 hours of sleep, even if you do Zelon, probably it won't work. Maybe the Zelon will work so you fall asleep without further ado.
Do not procrastinate on the sleeping.
Yes, absolutely.
This is absolutely amazing, Vidya, and it's just it's a joy and a pleasure to hear all this from you and to see the obvious, visible impact of something as simple as a switchword that's either already established or is something that you put up make yourself, shine, glow, bask in your own life.
Right.
And
thank you.
In fact, when we were mentioning the Dhun Badal Ke Dekho rap also earlier, there were requests coming in to can we hear the rap? Can we hear the rap? So while I do have a bit of it on YouTube, it's not the same, and I know you're tired, and I so don't want to put you in this position that if it's in any way possible, even like one line.
Okay, I'm not going to do the entire thing, obviously, but I'll do the same para that I talked about, so you get a whiff of the subjects we're talking about on the show. So the same lines that I mentioned. Mental illness पे पर्दा क्यों लटका, वहम का कांटा भेजे में क्यों अटका, दुनिया के चश्मे से क्यों प्यार देखे गंदा, फाइनेंशियल आजाद औरत मर्द क्यों शर्मिंदा, बॉडी पे क्यों लोग मारे ताने, अडॉप्शन पे क्यों दिल ना माने. And it basically then goes into Dhun Badal Ke Dekh. Dhun Badal Ke Dekh, beta Dhun Badal Ke Dekh. That's how it goes. Yeah.
And your switchwords definitely, badlod your dhun.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Absolutely. Absolutely. Also because, in the past year, I've decided over time that I'm only going to do films that I'm absolutely excited about, because I give all of myself to a film. So when I feel that I'm not completely convinced about it, I've decided that I'm not in any race to get anywhere. I'm not in a hurry. So I'll do things when I really feel like it. And interestingly, last year has spelled a lot of new for me. So I ended up doing this Telugu film, which is the biopic on NTR, N.T. Ramarao, who was the superstar legend and also the chief minister, 2 times chief minister of Andhra Pradesh. And, I ended up doing that. I'd never imagined doing a Telugu film because of the language barrier. But, it was such amazing fun. And this was the perfect film for me to have done because it was a small enough role, though the presence was registered throughout. So the language didn't come in the way of and I actually managed quite easily. I have to tell you, even before my shoots, I used to say this. Because I had to speak in an alien language. So I would say Divine Magic Begin Now all the time. And then I ended up doing, of course, there's a Hindi film of mine, which is untitled, but it's on the mission to Mars, called, it's as now titled Mission Mangal, which will release on the 15th of August. It has Akshay Kumar, Sonakshi Sinha, Taapsee Pannu, an actress from the South, Nitya Menon, and Kirti Kulhari, and it's a lovely ensemble cast, So again, it was very different for me to do. And you will not believe this, Neelu, but this is the 4th film I have been offered on the subject, on the mission to Mars. So this time, when this film came to me, I knew I had to say yes. Right. And yet I knew that every time before that I had said no was the right call I took. Because this was a perfect, everything about it seemed perfect. The coming together of this ensemble cast. Because, we don't really do, space films in India. So, what will bring people into the theaters is your star cast. But also it's a new director, and it's got very credible people backing it, like R. Balki, who's a very well-known director.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So I just felt like it was the right way for me to have done this mission to Mars. Also, I ended up doing a special appearance in a Tamil film. Again, that's the remake of the Hindi film Pink. And and I'm doing a special appearance in it. It's being produced by Boni Kapoor. But I was so happy to, expand my, widen the horizon for myself by picking up diverse opportunities. And that's when this radio show also showed up. Because you just don't want to do things for the sake of doing it. I have to be excited about what I'm doing, and all of these things that I've spoken to you about have given me the chance to learn something new, to be excited, to be nervous, and I love that.
To be excited, to be nervous.
Yeah.
You should put that into quotes again. You know what? I think after this call, I'm just going to make some footnotes for you and send it across. Please send it to a trademark office. And set it up. Nobody gets to take these away.
You have to promise to speak to me every day. You're so kind with your words that every time I'm feeling low, all I need to do is pick up the phone and talk to you. Thank you for your generosity.
Happily. It would be my privilege to be somewhere on your speed dial. even if it is like at the back of the directory.
Watch what you're asking for, Neelu.
I actually have become very watchful office. And the offer is still open. On. Happily.
Oh, great. No, but it's very interesting that you say this. Sorry, I got.
No, please.
We spoke about this the last time on the Telesummit about watch what you ask for, and we didn't talk about watch what you ask for. We spoke more about how be open to receiving. Which is, one, we ask for things, but I think there is, when we receive things, they may come packaged in ways that we're not ready for or we haven't imagined. So we should be open, like all of this, all of this. My dream is to do a film, even if it's a special appearance, in every Indian language.
Wow.
And
yes,
again, two of those have materialized this year.
Amazing.
So, and when they came my way, and not to say that one should not be prudent about what you say yes to, or you can't have a choice or anything, but I think I knew these were the right choices to make. The NTR biopic actually didn't do well at all. It flopped quite badly, I hear. I've not kept track of the numbers or anything. But I still think that experience was so precious for me. The team was fabulous. I just think there was a sense of, I don't know, something new in my life. Because now I'm set in certain ways when we're doing Hindi films. We know the drill. But this opened me up to a new sort of experience, working experience, being an actor. And so I think I think now it's second nature to be watching and saying, oh, see how this has panned out. And then, I feel so grateful because things are just falling into place the way they are.
And of course,
too much, Neelu.
Not at all. We could go on and on. In fact, I'm sure people are wanting to ask questions. And before that, just wanted to ask you, Amrish has in fact asked us that when you say yes to something, Vidya, do you write it down? And is there any practice or process or ritual maybe that you follow with the saying yes to something? No, I just, I always have this before I start anything, I obviously pray. I pray that my gut instinct works and guides me, and that I pay heed to it. So, like I said, again, that the easy way of doing it, since we're talking about Switchwords, is just to say divine magic begin now. Because I feel then a certain kind of protection kicks in. I feel that you pay heed to that voice from within. But I give thank you for every opportunity that shows up. And I always say, for example, at the end of, before a meeting, after a meeting, I always thank the universe, thank God for the opportunities that are showing up and the opportunities then that are materializing or fructifying into something, but I didn't write down anything. I've never had that jotting things down.
No. I've not done that. No.
But you do this diligently, before every meeting, and it's a part of your day, your process. It's not even something that you think about. It's just there now.
It's not recent because, Neelu, since the time I was a child, I think, for example, whatever we got, if we were given a chocolate, the thing was to say thank you for it.
Yes.
Thank you, God, for it. If we bought, I think I said this on the Telesummit the last time, anything new that comes into the house, I always offer it at the altar.
At the altar, right.
Yeah. And I just feel, of course, you don't have to physically do that, but just to say thank you. And the more you say thank you, I think the more reasons you find to say thank you. Or you're given more reasons to say thank you. So since the time I was a child, some people pray before they eat a meal. No, I don't do that. That's the one thing that I've not been able to. Maybe because my relationship with food has not been, an extremely easy one. Because I've always been guilty because I grew up a fat girl, I've always been guilty about what I've eaten. Maybe which is why I've never been able to say thanks. But now, finally, I think in the past year or so, I'm feeling less guilty about eating. And I think maybe it's a year and a half. It's been a lot of work, but I'm fine. So maybe someday I'll also be able to. And sometimes it's not about saying thank you. It's about just feeling grateful, I think.
Yeah.
And so I know that sometimes it can feel like, oh my God, you can't be constantly doing and saying these things. For example, if I have a day full of meetings, I say a prayer at the beginning of the day. Because that's why I bathe. At first thing in the morning, I wake up and say a prayer. And then once I've bathed, I say a prayer, I light the diya or whatever. And then I start my day. Now, I'm not saying make it a routine that becomes, that makes, that becomes that becomes tedious for you.
Yeah.
But do it in a way that, it becomes natural and organic. But I think some amount of effort into saying thank you, even if it's an effort initially, you realize that I don't even, I'm articulating all this, but I'm not even aware most of the time that I'm saying, that I'm repeating the switch words or that I'm saying thank you, because it's now second nature.
Right. It's such a whole organic part of you now.
Yeah. And it's
always been, actually.
Yeah.
Right.
I must say this, every time on the Telesummit, there's something I discover about myself. And today when I spoke about food was the first time I discovered that I've probably not been able to give thanks for food because of my torturous relationship with my body.
Yeah, in fact, when you said that, right, and in fact, when you said that, and I said, because it resonated so instantly. What you said, that maybe this is why, and this is why. So, you know what, Midhu would have said this right now, the right to your own food choices.
Yeah.
Reel on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Vidya, sorry, you were saying something.
The other thing, for years I was off sugar. For I think almost 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking wow, because that's a really long time.
Yeah. And I would set myself targets. I would take mannats so that I would stay off sugar, because I felt, that was what was making me fat.
Right.
And, wow. Sorry.
No, please, I get what's coming up. I understand completely. I'm feeling it with you. I've also got a little bit going on in my eyes right now. You take your time.
Sorry, I wasn't...
No, not at all. Like I said, not just me, I know everyone gets what's coming up right now. You can hear it in my voice too.
Yeah.
You're amazing, Vidya. You're so fabulous.
Thank you. I can't believe this.
You are so voluptuous and sizzling, Vidya.
Thank you. So,
yes.
For 20 years, I stayed off sugar.
Right.
And in the past 8 years, losing weight has been a huge challenge. I've had hormonal problems all my life, and for the longest time I even thought I was bringing them upon myself, and I didn't even believe I had a hormonal issue. So I would medicate for a while, get off it, and the issue would be back. And in the past 8 years, it's been so troublesome that finally I said, I'm staying off things that I like. The weight is not going down. I'm not feeling good about myself. And I'm sorry, I'm going to, on this Telesummit, I'm going to use what's seen as a foul word, but there's no better word to say it.
Please say it. I say it all the time.
So I finally said, fuck it, I'm going to eat what I want. If my body is anyway not responding to any sort of deprivation, I may as well give it what I want.
Right.
And
absolutely.
Guess what, Neelu?
Yeah.
It actually worked for me. My body began to respond because I began to give it what it wanted. I don't know why we lead lives of deprivation.
Correct.
And here I must also add that eternally grateful, and God bless her, for Nidhu, because she's helped me through all of this.
And I
God bless Nidhu.
Nidhu is listening in. She is smiling. I know she also had tears down her face when you took a moment. I had tears down my face also. And I also know she was definitely laughing. And you know what? I'm going to say it as well. When you said fuck it, because I say it all the time. She laughed. She says, okay, we'll just make it a decree now. And she actually made it a decree as well.
Fuck deprivation.
And you're so true. You know that this life of deprivation, how does it benefit anyone? And look at what we have to put ourselves through to even understand that, like little bit also.
Yeah, really. You know, it's amazing how, and most of the people I know, not most, I think maybe 99.999% of the people I know believe that deprivation is the only way to be in life. You know, while I believe that discipline is a great form of self-love, I think if you want something and you deprive yourself,
that's not discipline.
Then that's not discipline. And that's not self-love. That only leads to frustration and constant temptation, and then guilt when you give in to that temptation, and you end up feeling terrible about yourself.
That horrible cycle.
Yeah. And you know, I feel like those 20 years, I did not allow any sweetness into my life. 20 years is a long time.
It's a long time.
You know, whereas now when I eat what I want to, you know, when I want to, I think the good hormones get secreted and the digestion happens, and actually I'm feeling better than I've ever felt.
And you know what? Your new look, everything, we catch your pictures all the time. You're looking fab. You've always looked fabulous, and there's a definite, huge, different energy around you right now. I see your poses and I see your photo shoots, and they're so, like I said, you're such a boss lady with it.
Thank you.
You're so
Thank
that.
you. Neelu, you're getting on my speed dial right now. Thank you.
I'm going to have to thank Nidhu for this huge opportunity where I get to do this with you. I got to thank Nidhu, and I got to thank you for allowing me to be here with you.
No, thank you. I love it. I love it. Like I told you, there's something I learn about myself every time on the Telesummit. I discover about myself. So thank you to the
and I got to tell you,
Telesummit.
Your seminar cover, because we used it with one of our posts for the Telesummit. I couldn't get over it. As in, I want a jacket like that, and I want to get onto a stool and make. I want to fall like that, like right now.
Yes, to that right now, Zealon.
And I must share this with you, Vidya, because I know everybody listening in has definitely agreed with it, and it has resonated for them. What you just said about food and everything that you went through. Yeah. You know, there was a time when I was so upset and depressed about this that I refused to buy clothes. I said, no, I'm going to knock it all off and I'm going to wear that stuff that I could wear 5 years before. Right. In the last 1.5 years, I shopped like crazy, and I have gone and I have found plus size stores online, and I've gone past. I mean, I'm just really happy that I'm being able to shop, and I'm getting clothes that fit me now, and that happened only because of this. That one came out of that.
Fantastic, yeah. Yeah, I didn't know this obsession with saying, you're looking the same, that you looked 5 years ago. I think we should all take offense when someone says that. Basically, you've not grown at all. You're stagnant and you're redundant and all of that. I think it requires a Dunbal to take a perspective. Because really, when people say that, and I caught myself saying that sometimes also, and while I mean it as a compliment, I think it also puts a huge amount of pressure. Like I posted some pictures from a photo shoot I did last year on Instagram over the past, 24 hours, where, people have written in, lots of people have, thankfully, loads of people have appreciated it. There are some people who said, okay, they refer to me as Moti, they refer to me as, say, Vazan kam kar lo, what are you doing? And they actually behave like they're the mother or my father or something like that. There's a sense of propriety. And, they say you're looking older, why would you do this to yourself? And I'm like, I'm 40. I'm okay to look 40. What is the problem? Why are we defying age? And again, I think you have to be a healthy 40, and that will always show.
Right. And in fact, Vidya, for all these naysayers, top 10 Xenon.
Yeah, yo, I love it, I love it.
Amrish is going to have a lot of editing to do.
But yeah, I think this obsession with, for the longest time, I had my sari blouses from 7 years ago, before my body changed or became bigger. And finally last year, I think around the time when I began to eat whatever I wanted to, I gave away maybe 150 blouses. Firstly, it made I got a lot of space in my wardrobe. And,
for new stuff.
and secondly, I think I stopped trying to fit into them.
Right.
And those were freeing.
Yes. So freeing.
Yeah. And not that I've used any of those blouses again. But I don't know why I've held on to them. Because I held on to conception of myself that I had.
And you just said it, trying to fit in.
Yeah.
It's not just about the clothes. It is about trying to fit in. Anywhere else also. It just becomes hugely reflective of the outside as well, right?
Yeah.
And you said it bang on. It was so freeing.
Yeah, it is freeing.
It's like a relief, isn't it? I mean, like you've come up for a huge breath of fresh air.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't tell you, I feel like maybe if I had that earlier, bodily I would have responded earlier. Sometimes you're holding on to all sorts of baggage, including material stuff,
Right.
There's no point of this.
There is no point of this, absolutely. And I just got a note from Nidhu saying, nothing is getting edited.
Great. Fuck the editing.
I love you with this. I'm finally in somebody I can use the word with very freely in front of me. I've been on the Telesummit. I mean, I've plenty of people around that I use it very freely with on the Telesummit like this.
Yeah, I never imagined I would use it. I use it very sparingly, but yes, today it was called for.
It's also the company you're in right now.
Yes.
I just sneaked in a bit for myself.
Great.
In fact, Radha has written in for you, Vidya, that whilst everyone is slaving away for a size 0, here's a lady who is slaying them all with her attitude and laughter, and most important of all, the sweetest line, Dhul badal ke dekho.
Oh, thank you, Radha. Thank you so much.
Okay. And in fact, Vidya, you just came on and you gave us, even in sentences, even in conversation, you use so many words that could just as easily be changed into used as also as switchwords. Even about the food, it's like a permission to be, to eat, and to be free.
Right.
It's literally a permission you're giving yourself when you say something like that.
Right.
Because you're the one who's not being allowing yourself. You've taken that power, that authority, that permission away from you, and you will now be able to give it to yourself.
Right.
So even though we've just mentioned one that you made up, this entire conversation, everything that you've been saying, those lines are so easily picked up and just used as a switchword.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of taking a moment here, taking a beat here to let it all sink in, because I have this huge smile on my face right now, Vidya. I'm just so thrilled about everything that you've said, that you've shared, and how amazing is this? I'm just going to say this, I'm going to say yours, golden sunrise count, divine magic begin now, reel on, yo.
You. I love it.
So in fact, I'm going to open the floor to everyone in case if there are questions that they would like to ask you.
Sure.
We would definitely, people, if there's anything you'd like to ask Vidya, she's no holds barred. She will say what she has to say, as she always has. If you have any questions, do bring it up. And in the meantime, I also just wanted to bring up with her, because we're on we've had this freewheeling chat about, and everything's come out. There's weight and body and food and parental love.
Right.
I actually want to go back to that for a quick bit.
Right.
Especially because, as I said, A, it's the Telesummit, B, actually, A, it's your favorite topic.
Yeah.
And it ties in very well with the Love, Health and Happiness Telesummit.
Right.
Have you had any conversations already, like on the show, around this? Mummy, Papa, love, wonderful, not shameful. Has this come up in conversation already on the show by any chance?
Yes, I think it's already been. No. We haven't done it yet. Mummy Papa romance hasn't happened yet. We've had 3 weeks of shows. The show has been on air for 3 weeks. But Mummy Papa romance is yet to happen. So I think it's scheduled for next week.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. So, there was a film that released last year that dealt with it in a very humorous and lovely way. I don't know if you watched it. It's about...
That was the overweight guy?
No. It was about... that was, I think, years ago. Anil Kapoor did that other film, Badhai Ho. But this Badhai Ho was about a couple who have grown-up kids. One of them is almost 25.
Nina
Gupta and Gatraj Rao.
Yes,
and how lovely was it to see people their age, retain the spark and enjoy intimacy and romance. And I remember a conversation when Nina Gupta as a character gets pregnant in the film. The children are so ashamed because it points to the fact that the parents still enjoy sex.
Right.
And there's a scene between Ayushmann Khurrana, the character he plays, and his girlfriend. And the girlfriend says, so it just means that they're having sex. And he says, oh my God, don't even go there. It's like, because especially, I think, one, you don't want to accept the fact that your parents could be having sex. Forget sex. I know most households are uncomfortable with any sort of PD, and I'm not saying, explicit PD, just even hugging, and I know for sure that most South Indian families are not okay with it. I've never seen my parents hug.
Okay.
My father would very gingerly put his arm around my mother's shoulder for a photograph, and that too not
after being put.
So yeah. So I think this is something that it's about. See, we're all going to be leading longer lives, and which means hopefully we're all going to be active in every way for much longer.
The libido will also hopefully be active.
Yeah. Exactly. So, you can't snuff out that part of your life once you have children or after a certain age. Why should you? It's about living life fully until the time that you can.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that. And I think it's definitely a previous generation thing.
Yeah.
In fact, even I think for friends of our parents, the ones who were which were very few and far between, of course, the ones who were actually kind of open, in public or wherever.
Yeah.
I remember that I would look at them very shyly, and I would think how are they behaving?
Yeah, exactly. I think I could
conditioning. Yeah. And at the same time, there's also this, what is the word in this? There's also this shy smile because something nice is happening, but it's okay or not.
Yeah, correct. And these things happen, only behind closed doors. I'm not saying anything happens to happen in front of, anything should happen in front of people, but I'm saying expressions of affection are, should be absolutely welcome, yeah.
Yes, I completely agree. Even at home, I have two boys. They see us hugging, holding hands. I mean, they see us hugging. They also see the other side, and
right.
I do believe that it should just be there out there. That we are parents, yes, but we are man, woman also.
Yeah,
we're not 16 years old. Yes, I know that that hormonal level is not there right now.
Yeah.
But there is, your husband, wife, you're in a relationship, we will hold hands, we're very open about this, and I love that you're going to be talking about this. I think it's so, and also the very fine line between PDA for the sake of PDA.
Yeah.
I don't actually agree with that. वो क्या बोलूं जबरदस्ती के लिए. Yeah, not that.
Right.
And it's natural to have it or do it.
And I think it's about retaining your individuality. It's about retaining your person, because you're not just being defined by the roles you're playing. Not just being a daughter, a sister, a mother, a daughter-in-law. It's also about being an individual with, being a lover, being a husband or a wife in an intimate relationship with someone else. So I think it's about retaining that part of you, which is so lovely.
Yes. And thank you for saying that. And I'm super, super excited and delighted, that this is going to become a conversation that is going to be there out in the open, like countrywide. Thanks to you, Vidya.
Thank you. Thanks to Big FM.
And दून बदलने के लिए हिम्मत चाहिए, and आप में वो कूद के भरा हुआ है.
क्या बात है. Thank you.
And people are writing in with so the first question is from Radha again. What is your favorite food, Vidya?
My favorite food is, wow, there are lots of things. I love, home cooked dal chawal sabzi. There's nothing more satisfying for me than that. But otherwise, among sweets, I love gajar ka halwa. I cannot tell you the amount of gajar ka halwa I've had this season. Finally, at the age of 40, I've had my heart's content.
And you know what? Your cheeks are glowing, yeah?
Thank you. And my eyes are better. I remember when we were kids, my mother used to say, gajar khao. Your eyes will be sparkly and twinkly always, and you'll see very well. So, yeah.
Well, you've always had very good vision, and you know what I mean. I just don't mean and look at how much better that's getting. Thank you, Meeta Gajar Halwa.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
And Vaishali writes in that thank you, Vidya, and it's really amazing. Even I was thinking why Switchwords are not working for me, but now she gets it. thanks to your explanation and very nicely put in about free will. Udita says this is the best one. So much positivity, and it's been that it's so much related to all of us. What she's saying, what you're saying, Vidya.
Right.
I just had a miracle yesterday with this switchword, Divine Magic Begins Now. She just had one. Fantastic.
Fantastic,
so it's amazing. And she has said divine thanks to you.
Oh, thank you. And thank you, Vaishali, also for writing in.
And that's it. And Vidya, people are so absolutely thrilled and delighted to be able to listen to you, to listen to your free-flowing pearls of wisdom coming out. There are only accolades pouring in for you.
Oh, thank you.
And
Thank you
share them
so much.
all with you perfectly as well. And Nidhu is perfect. Ease in giving and receiving affection. Zeal on, zeal on, zeal on.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you, all of you who are listening in, and thank you, all those who messaged. Thank you, Neelu. I've enjoyed this chat, and thank you for allowing me to have my moment.
You're precious, Vidya. It takes a lot to have a moment on a public platform, and you are precious. You're precious to the world loves you. The universe loves you.
Thank you. And thank you, Nidhu, for ever and ever and ever. And thank you, Amrish. And, until the next time we speak on the Telesummit, Divine Magic Begin Now, Golden Sunrise Count, Zeal on.
Zeal on. And right, Vidya, I'll just take a moment, Amrish, is it possible for you and Nidhu to come on? I know we'll be unable to unmute the others, and we could have a zeal on together before we close.
Oh, great!
And while Amrish confirms that Nidhu and Amrish can come on, Vidya, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's always a delight and a joy and a privilege, really, to have a conversation with you. And, aside from the Telesummit, I see snippets of your interviews. I see your responses to reporters, to inane questions also. And you are so open and out there and spirited and warm and giving at the same time. To see great.
Thank you. Can we do another Telesummit right here? You can go on. Thank you, Neelu. You're very, very, very generous. Thank you.
Thank you. And now we will go on. We will go on with the thank you. Oh, and I think Nidhu and Amrish are on, because I can hear a bit of. Amrish, are you on? Nidhu, are you here?
Yes, I am.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, what a call. What an amazing call. I was just typing on the group that we called you to share Switchwords, and instead you came and you set us free. You set us free from the conditioning of body and food and choices and public PDA. What a call, Ma. What a call.
Thank you, Nidhu. I love
it. It's amazing.
I've said this to you before. This call is like a healing call for me also. So thank you for having me on it.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you for saying that. I must say, Neelu said, right, this is great hope. So I have to tell you the entire paragraph that comes from Delhi. And I'm sure you know this, Ma, but I'm going to say it. And I'm so sorry, those of us who are on our international call replay. There is no translation of this. Just please bear with us for these few seconds. So it's to see great ho. Sexy the great ho. Rasgulle the plate ho. Jalebi vargi straight ho.
Hi.
और जो भी हो मेरी फेवरेट हो.
Arey wow! Thank you, and ditto.
I think
Hello.
Madhu?
Hello?
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah,
I lost you at I think every.
I was saying, I think everybody is going to be saying that, and from today onwards, I think everybody is going to be saying it in public as well, because we have been given permission by the one and only superstar and celebrity that we should do it. Our lives are getting longer, so let's just make sure that we are in our optimum love and health. And to that, all of us together, let's say Vilon.
Lovely.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, and thank you, all of you. Thank you.
Thank
Lots of love to everyone.
Lots of
weekend. Thank you.
You too, ma'am. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.